What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support, guys. I'm going to talk a little bit about the situation at Lakewood Church incident, the shooting incident that happened not even 48 hours ago. We're out here where I'm at in Houston, Texas, and I want to speak a little bit about the shooter who's no longer with us, who lost their lives in the shootout with the police at the place, at the Lakewood Church. Now, I'm going to play you this video real quick, and it's the mother-in-law or ex-mother-in-law who is the grandmother of this child that's in the hospital right now fighting for his life with a bullet lodged in his brain. And as sad as it is, you know, how did it ever come to this? Let me play you this video and then give you a little bit more details about the background of how violent this person was. We'll come back and talk about it. Let's go.
Well, they tell us she had recently wrapped a contentious divorce and custody battle, that her former mother-in-law is actually a rabbi, which they believe may have motivated some of the anti-Semitism she's accused of. Still, they don't believe that's what prompted the shooting. Instead, they're blaming this all on mental illness. With two rifles and her 7-year-old son in tow, 36-year-old Genesse Moreno opened fire on Pastor Joel Osteen's mega church Sunday. Moreno was killed, her son shot in the head, and a security guard wounded in the shootout that followed.
I have a feeling that
Connie Eicher believes it could have all been prevented.
it's a tragedy that should have never been able to happen.
Eicher is friends with Moreno's ex-husband's family. The couple and their son even stayed at her Bellaire home briefly in 2019, months before filing for divorce.
My thoughts were that she was very mentally disturbed.
Divorce documents obtained by ABC 13 indicate Moreno had a history of mental illness and show both she and her ex-husband accuse one another of abuse.
The bottom line is anybody who has psychiatric problems, who threatens other people, shouldn't be allowed to carry things like that out.
Law enforcement tell ABC 13 one of Moreno's guns had Palestine written on it and that they found anti-Semitic writings. Eicher says Moreno's former mother-in-law is a rabbi.
Is that where some of the anti-Semitism comes from, you think?
Yeah.
In a Facebook post, Moreno's ex-mother-in-law wrote, "This has nothing to do with Judaism or Islam," instead blaming the attack on mental illness. Divorce documents show both she and Eicher worked to intervene in the couple's custody battle, which her son, a registered sex offender, first won in Harris County before losing to Moreno in Montgomery County.
The system failed her, yeah. And yeah, the system failed the little boy too.
Moreno's former mother-in-law wrote on Facebook that even if it's determined law enforcement shot her grandson, she does not believe they should be to blame, that it is their responsibility to save lives. Instead, she wrote that, quote, "fault lies in Child Protective Services of Montgomery County and Harris County that refused to remove custody from a woman with known mental illness that was not being treated, and with the state of Texas for not having strong red flag laws." Now, ABC 13 found Moreno does have a lengthy criminal history. In 2022, she was charged with illegally carrying 2 guns. Those weapons were destroyed. But we also found that she was able to legally obtain at least one other firearm this December. Live at Lakewood Church, Shannon Ryan.
Hey guys, that's the story. I wanted to show you some of the stuff that people that notice, they calling it a woman, this person, as a, you know, as somebody that was close to the situation and seeing them up close. Now, there's other videos out there about neighbors coming forward and saying how wild this person was, saying that they would throw stuff at the neighbors, pull guns on neighbors, threaten to kill people all the time. Said in 2022, this person was caught with having 2 guns on them before. This thing right here, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly believe that this thing was bound to happen. It just happened this past Sunday. Some people are on the highway to hell, man. They are, and there's nothing you can do. Now, they blaming mental illness and all of that. I think the mother-in-law or the grandmother of the child knows this woman don't want to say nothing bad about her because her religious faith says she was a rabbi, so she tried to take the high road and like, okay, yeah, put it on mental illness. But I mean, they said they went through steps. Neighbors said they went through steps. Cops called multiple times. Sheriffs brought out, hey, this woman is a threat. We don't feel safe. Same thing with CPS. The child is in danger. This person has mental illness. Said she threatened to harm the guy. Says she threatened to harm the kid multiple times. I mean, how much of a threat is taken seriously? I mean, just really sit back and talk about it. There are people that are following the order of the law and going up, following the guidelines, and same results happen. They either get killed, like you see a lot of women, they follow the guidelines or restraining orders, men too, and then the person that got the restraining order goes right past it and takes their life. I've done stories on it. Or you see situations like this. Kids not supposed to be in the house with the parent. Awful living conditions. They take the kids, bring the kids right back to them for some reason. Or they just don't remove the kids and the children lose their lives. This whole thing is all messed up. Now, the thing that cracks me up is they're saying anti-Semitism ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay, I disagree with that. Because number one, said they was part Jewish or whatever. Said mother-in-law's Jewish. She's a rabbi. They was instrumental in the court case. So of course, she got Palestine written on a thing. This is why, what I think. This whole situation with Israel, Palestine, and the United States, because this person is weak-minded and wants to make a statement after watching other people doing crazy protests and stuff like that, they decided that enough is enough, and they're going to take the law in their own hands and make their own statement. Yeah, this person was crazy, but like I said in my other video before, a lot of people can be subject to influence because they're not in their right mind and get swayed in one opinion or the other. And regardless of what opinion you have, it's not your right to take action. You ain't over there fighting with Israel, with Palestine and Israel. So a lot of that stuff we still don't know about from being over here. But for you to go and turn a gun on somebody else that ain't got nothing to do with you or your problems, that falls on you, not nobody else. And the thing that sickens me about this whole thing, guys, and I said it before, you used a child and took that child with you, knowing that you and that child wasn't coming back. I want you to think about that. That's why I feel nothing for this individual right here. Nothing. You sacrificed your kid to hurt that man because you threatened to hurt the kid before. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is the part that's touchy, but I'm going to say it. Everybody's asking whose child this was. Was it his child? Was it her child? What's going on? And like, this is a man. Let's keep it real. Regardless of what you want to call it, this is a man. So whose baby was it? I'm dying to know. Because if you notice, they said this guy had a sexual offender charge. So he ain't going to get custody. So, okay, sex offender, no custody, crazy person, give it a baby. I think the child was adopted because two men don't make no baby. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody running around here saying she and all of this other stuff, man, it's confusing. It's confusing. This person right here is dog shit to me. That little baby, she drove all the way from Conroe, which is a drive, y'all. She drove all the way from Conroe with guns on her, with a child in the car seat or next to her, knowing that she was on a suicide mission. Or he was on a suicide. Man, this is so confusing. This person was on a suicide mission. Can you imagine a little boy in the car? 7 years old, probably on his little phone or on her phone, looking at cartoons or whatever, thinking he's safe with somebody that he calls mom. And that's the big issue I got. She's gone. Blaze of glory. What she wanted to do. Smooth transition into the afterlife. She was shot, died. While this baby is sitting in Texas Children's Hospital downtown with a bullet lodged in his brain, suffering. Somebody sent me an email last night that works down there, and they said he's in grave condition. And that's why everybody's flying in here, because they don't expect this child to make it. You sacrificed this kid because you cared nothing about it, to hurt this man and to prove your political point of nothing. That is hard for me to think about. The selfishness of that has no bounds. See, there are a lot of people out here, man, regardless if they have mental illness or not, that cannot take rejection, cannot take feeling abandoned. Even if they did something wrong, it's always your fault. See him in court? Hey, he hit me. Oh, he hit me too. Either way, the judgment was made. You having that child in your custody and going through life knowing that you can't get along with people and you make a lot of enemies and people look at your side eye because the stuff that comes out your mouth or in your head tells you that you need help. A lot of people don't go out here and seek the help they need because they think they the ones that's saying and everybody else is crazy. You having that child in your custody was testament enough that you had reason to live and something to live for, and you blew it. You know, a lot of times there's a expression, people can't get out of their own head. That's true. But I think, honestly, if this person was taking medication and stuff, the way they think and feel, even on medication, the outcome would have still been the same. There are people out here that are just rotten to the core, mental illness or not. And it's not going to change the direction that they want to go in, because all they got to do is see something because they're so weak-minded and it'll pull them in that direction. And all of a sudden they are part of a fight that they don't know nothing about. You wrote Free Palestine on the gun. See, in certain articles, you'll hear Palestine. But when I was at the news conference with the media yesterday, they said Free Palestine. That's why I'm saying Free Palestine. But think about that. This is crazy. I mean, this is a different type of hellraiser. And this is the dangerous part. You battled with your Jewish boyfriend and his family, but you go to a Hispanic place and shoot up the spot. See the confusion? You look at this person, if you look at their arrest record, they classify as white. That's a Hispanic person or part Hispanic. Think about that. You went and shot up a Hispanic service because you got a problem with these people. And you know, people will say, oh, well, Steve, you don't know this, you don't know that. Come on now. Come on now. You can put two and two together, this whole thing. This was a thing of attention. I'm going to go out and I'm going to go out on my terms and I'm going to take this baby with you because you hurt me and now I'm going to hurt you by hurting this child. I guarantee you, if that person had enough strength to muster up after getting shot, she would have shot that kid before the cops killed her. Because if you notice, the shots shot, then they stopped for a second, then they shot again. You don't know what happened. For all we know, the crossfire was from her to the child. Now there's video out here of this situation, and supposedly they're gonna make it public in the next 30 days. I don't want to see it, but I mean, I will tell you this. If the little boy has a service out here, I will go and attend the funeral, because I mean, this is sickening. Shouldn't have had to happen. People will use what you like or what they think you cherish that they have in their possession, and they will crush it to hurt you, even though what they're crushing is a part of them or needs them to survive or grow from. One of the main tools of the devil is confusion. And this person had a whole bunch of gunfire in their head. Too bad they didn't shoot themselves instead of shooting other people. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. That baby was doomed from the jump. This dude, the sex offender, and then you know what I'm talking about. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.